Hey everybody, welcome to the GM-Trucks.com Chevy Performance Parts Unboxing live stream. I'm Zane Merva and thanks for joining us today. Behind me I have a couple different boxes of Chevrolet Performance parts that we're going to talk about, unbox, take a look at, and learn about today so that later on we can install them on our truck and give you even more information about them. All of these parts that we're going to talk about today are available from your local dealership. They can be installed at the same time that you take delivery of your brand new truck or after you've already purchased your vehicle. They are fully compliant with your new truck's warranty. They don't change anything. They're 100% plug and play. And like I said, they don't change your vehicle warranty at all. And they're available from your local Chevy dealer. And if you have a GMC Sierra, don't worry. All these parts are available from a GMC dealer as well, branded for your Sierra or for your GMC. And everything I talk about today is completely compatible with Sierras and Silverados, Chevys, GMCs, all at the same time. But we're talking about 2019 T1XX based trucks. And that's 2019 and 2020 1500 Sierras and Silverados. So we're going to be installing these parts on our 2019 Silverado LTZ. When we purchased this Silverado about a year and a half ago, we really wanted to get a Trail Boss. But we also really wanted more than the Trail Boss, the 6.2. At that time, GM or Chevy was not allowing customers of a Trail Boss to put the 6.2 in it like they are for the 2020 model year. Fortunately for us and a lot of other people who were in that situation, we are going to do something almost identical to a Trail Boss with some of these parts, and we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Before we get going on talking about the pricing for this stuff, I wanted to let everybody know that the prices that I'm going to be talking about today are manufacturer's suggested retail prices. If you go online and look up any of these things, you're probably going to find them for a little bit less or maybe a lot less. But I'm going to be mentioning to you the suggested retail price and the one that the dealerships have marked up in their accessory books. Speaking of accessory books, if you're interested in some of the aftermarket accessories that you can get for your Silverado or Sierra, head on down to your local Chevy or GMC dealer and look for this if you have a Silverado, and there's something similar for a Sierra, but it's the accessories book. It's actually for two vehicles. On this side, it's for the 1500s. On this side, it's for the HDs. So you can get everything all in one spot. They have everything from cup holders to floor mats, bed stuff, tools, accessories, and a lot of fun things that you can get at your dealer and are guaranteed to be plug and play for your truck. Now, I do want to mention really quickly that we are working with Chevy Performance, and they have provided all of these parts to us at no cost. But they did not tell us anything about what we can say or how our reviews should be worded, so we're going to be 100% honest with you about our thoughts, feelings, and whether or not these parts are worth the sometimes hefty price that you're going to have to pay to get them. So if you look at this manual, the real fun starts on page 19. After you've gotten past some of the wiring harnesses and floor mats, you get into wheels, intakes, exhausts, lifts, and Brembo brake packages. So those are some of the awesome things that we're going to be talking about today. None of the floor mats, none of the sun visors, none of the stupid stuff. We're going right to the meat and potatoes of Chevrolet Performance parts for the 2019 Silverado. So let's get going. We're going to start off talking about these two boxes right here. We have the Chevrolet Performance part intake and the Chevy Performance exhaust for our 2019 Silverado. Some of these part numbers are going to be different based on what type and style of truck you have and what model year. So we're not going to mention part names or part numbers. You should check in with your dealer for the exact part number for your vehicle. So first up, this Chevy Performance intake. Let's open this thing up while I talk a little bit about it. This retails for $625. Chevrolet says that it offers a 17% improved airflow on the 6.2 liter engine. And as we open it up here, we're going to see there's some instruction manuals or instruction piece, some vehicle emissions decals to replace things with. So this is stuff you're going to want to keep on. Also to note, this intake and exhaust is 50 state legal. You can run this perfectly legal in California, which some of the offerings of the aftermarket exhaust and intakes out there have not gone through that certification yet. So that's a big benefit for the Chevy stuff. We have various hoses, and here is the intake runner that will replace the one we have in our vehicle. Here is the box that holds the intake. Looks like we have a container of bands in here. We'll put this all together. Get rid of all these stuff. I would imagine this is the clear cover that goes with it. And it is. This is the top, or Josh is showing you the intake there, the snorkel spot. Inside of this is the clear cover that will go on top of the intake so you can see into it. Yeah, that's really nice. It gives you a full look down into that intake. And down here in the last box, I'm going to assume is the air filter itself. We'll put some of this stuff back in here to keep this organized because we're going to be opening up a lot of product today. So let's use our trusty knife and pop this baby open. And indeed, this is the oiled air filter. I believe this comes from K&N, but we'll check on that and let you guys know. This should pop in there quite nicely and is a big improvement over the stock system. Again, this is the Chevy Performance intake, and the sticker price on this is $625, and they're claiming 17% improved airflow. The complement with the intake is going to be the exhaust. So let's get the intake out of the way and open up this exhaust. So this Chevrolet Performance exhaust claims to give you 13 extra horsepower, 8 pound-feet of torque on a 6.2. So we're going to rip it open here. The suggested retail price on this exhaust is $1,645. That puts the total cost of stage one at $2,270 for the intake and the exhaust. As we open this up here, we're going to see we have a manual, how to install it, all the exhaust bands that we will need. And as we rip in here some more, there's all the pieces. And it looks like we will be really destructive getting this all apart. So I'm tempted to
take it out.
What?
Take it out.
Pull it out here. This is foam sealed in here quite well. Want to be careful as I'm doing this. Some of the stuff that does have some sharp edges on it, so it's easy to want to tear into here and grab everything. Here's one of the two exhausts. This thing is much bigger. All these exhaust pieces are much bigger than what our factory exhaust has. This is going to change the sound and the note of our exhaust considerably.
It's way too quiet right now.
It's way too quiet. One of the reasons that we decided to choose this exhaust was our Silverado needs to sound a little bit better. It kind of sounds like a vacuum cleaner shop vac. It's far too quiet. And we, part of the reason we went with Chevy Performance is we wanted a vehicle that we could keep taking to our dealership, that they could service, would not affect our warranty, was plug and play. This stuff is guaranteed to go in easy on your truck, and is designed there from day one by the same engineers who designed the vehicle. So again, we'll talk about this exhaust runs for $1,645, bringing our stage one total cost to $2,270. What does it sound like? Is it give the power increases that Chevy claims? That's what we're going to find out. This stage is the very first thing we're going to get going on here really soon. So we'll have some hard information for you guys. So we're going to take this, put it off to the side here. Don't want to scratch anything. And move this off. Stage 2. Now we've got 4 stages and we're on our second stage. Stage 2 will be the Chevrolet Brembo Performance Brake Package. This is one of the upgrades that I'm most excited about. Josh and I grew up driving Camaros, owning Corvettes, and so we're pretty used to sports car level performance on our brakes. And you know, that's not to say that our 2019 Silverado has bad brakes. They're really good for a full-size vehicle that weighs as much as it does. But these are Italian-made Brembo 6-piston caliper brakes. And let me tell you a little bit about these. Chevy says that they are a 89% increase in pad area, 22% increase in rotor area, and include a set of massive, just massive 16.1 inch rotors. So it comes in 2 packages here, and you can choose to do just the fronts or the fronts and the rears. Stage 2 of the brakes is going to be the most expensive stage that we are doing. The front brakes, which are 6-piston, made in Italy, real Brembo calipers, list for $2,895. But you are really getting real Brembo brakes. We'll talk about the rears in just a second, but we're going to open this thing up and take a look. Start things off with a manual, how to put them on, how to install. These are no different than any other brakes that you would install, so this is definitely something you can do at home. Looks like we have some brake shields that are going to go on here. Here we go. Here is one of the rotors. And this thing is massive. Just, oh man, I can't even believe this.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
This is beautiful. We'll set this down over here so we can get a better look at this. This is truly a piece of art. I can't believe we're going to get brake dust on this thing. Like I said, 6 pistons, new pads. You're going to bolt this thing on. It's going to be plug and play. Works with any General Motors 20-inch rim and bigger. You need to have a GM20 at the minimum to fit these brakes on them. There's some other caveats, including spare tire sizes that we're going to get into, and other things that you're really going to need to consider when you make this upgrade, or if you make this upgrade. But we're going to cover it all. And like I said, these shipped from Italy, 6-piston, real Brembo, painted with Chevy Performance logos on it. This is about the most beautiful caliper I think I've ever seen in my life. But to go along with that caliper is some hardware, some sensor plugs. This kit will not work with GM's brake life system, so you'll need to consider that when you go to upgrade. It's right here. This is the rotor that goes with this whole kit and caboodle here. And this is a big one. Huge. Just, oh, wow. Look how big that is. It's incredible.
How big is it?
This is 16.1 inches. This is probably the biggest rotor I've ever had in my hand in my life. Here, let's walk this over to the rim right here and just to show people. This is the 20-inch rim with the factory brakes. Then this is the brake rotor we're going to put on it. Look at that. No wonder you can only run the 20s. It fills the whole thing. This is going to be a serious performance upgrade, and I'm really looking forward to it. So let's slap some of this back in here, and we'll talk about the rear portion of this. So these, like I said, this is the front portion of the brakes. Now, like I said, this has 6 pistons. These are real Brembos. The rears, on the other hand, are just painted stock calipers that match what is in the front. So again, you get a instruction manual, and then the new calipers themselves, which are right here. These are no different than stock. They come with new pads. They're compatible with GM's brake life monitor system, but they offer no performance increase over the stock brakes in the rear. But that's okay, because the front brakes take most of your stopping power. These will match quite nicely. So the sticker price on the rear brakes is $575, which, as I said, makes stage 2 our most expensive stage. The front calipers are $2,895. The rears are $575 for a total cost for the Brembo brake upgrade of $3,470. That's a lot of money. Is it worth it? Is it really going to make our full-size truck stop like a sports car? We're going to find out and let you know. With that in mind, so we have increased the performance through the intake and the exhaust. We've added kick-ass brakes to stop our truck. Now we need to change how it looks just a little bit differently. Remember how I said that we really wanted the Trail Boss, but because we really wanted the 6.2 more, we got the LTZ instead. Did you know you can go to your dealer and get that Trail Boss lift no matter what Silverado you have? And that's the truth. Your dealer can install the 2-inch GM factory lift on any Silverado if it didn't come with it. So for stage 3, we're going to look over here, and this box is GM's 2-inch factory lift. This is the same lift that you would get on the Trail Boss, but in a box that your dealer can put on after the fact instead of going on at the factory. This lift came to us via semi truck and weighs almost 140 pounds. The manufacturer's suggested price on this lift is $1,295 for four-wheel drive vehicles. It's a little bit less if you have two-wheel drive, but one of the big problems with this lift is that it's harder to install this yourself. Your vehicle is going to need completely aligned. You'll probably need a little bit better of a lift than just some ramps and a jack. And the computer in your truck is going to need reprogrammed to account for the fact that the vehicle suspension geometry is different. It's, you know, like the stability control, the traction control all needs to know that your truck has this lift on it now so it can behave properly. Just to show you how thick, this is the instruction manual. This is not going to be an afternoon type thing for somebody at home. And with that in mind, we're going to take this to our local dealer so we can see what is it like to go to the dealer and you know, get it installed, get everything done, get it aligned right off the bat. So let's tear into this thing and see what we got. It looks like a nice bag of hardware here, individually segmented out into boxes. We're not going to separate this right now. We want to make sure it all stays in its right boxes for install. This looks to be a shock absorber, I think. It is. This kit will replace all 4 shock absorbers and pieces of your front axles and part of the suspension. As we dig in deeper here, you can see some of the half shafts we have. They're buried under here. Those will have to be replaced. We also have it looks like a different jack for our truck.
Pulling out.
Different jack for our truck. Let's see what's in here. Where's mine? I misplaced my knife. Aha. Right now. These are, I think, shackles over here. Other various mounting pieces. Yeah, we have some looks like some blocks for the back. More shackles. More shocks. The other 4 shocks and the 2 half shafts here.
Pull that out.
Ugh. So as we install this lift, one of the things we're going to be looking at is how long does it take the dealership to do it? Will the dealership charge us anything to install it, considering it's a factory part? And how does it make our vehicle drive? Is this going to affect if it can get in our garages or not? I have a really low garage door at my house, and so one of the things I'm interested in is, will I actually be able to pull my truck in there after we do this? It's really tight right now, so another 2 inches is going to be interesting to see if it can fit. Car washes, drive-throughs, we're going to tackle and let you know if this have any adverse effects. So to go back to this, $1,295 for the 4-wheel drive 2-inch lift kit, fully factory backed. This is basically a Trail Boss in a box. And so we're going to let you guys know how it goes. This will be stage 3. And after we've changed the exhaust and everything, let's put this back, all this stuff back in here, Josh. We'll move on. After we've done the intake, exhaust, the brakes, and the lift, it's time to fill out those wheels and fenders a little bit more. So we are going to install some new rims. Now we're going to keep our factory 20-inch rims and put some off-road tires on them, but we're also going to add a set of 22s at the same time. And so before we open these up and you take a look at it, there's a couple things you got to consider when you're buying new rims for your vehicle. So our stock rims are silver, our new rims are black, which means that our center caps and our lug nuts all have to change. So because we're keeping the 20s, we also got a second set of tire pressure monitor sensors. All of these add significant cost. These wheels, which we'll go over in a second, cost $550 a piece for the list price. But to start filling these out and getting the things you need, so the tire pressure sensors are $160 for 4. They come wrapped up in little things, and these will insert in the valve stems as a replacement. These are what the tire pressure sensors in your truck look like. Same thing as stock. We're going to add center caps, black Chevy center caps. The cost on these are $40 a piece for the retail, $160 for all 4. But like I said, our silver ones don't match our new rims, so we had to go do this. And then if you really want the whole picture, you're going to need the lug nuts to go with it all. So we purchased or picked up a set of black Chevy lug nuts, locking lug nuts for our vehicle. We have a couple different sets here. These are locking, and then a set of complementary lug nuts to go with it. And this package of the black lug nuts and the locking nuts has a sticker price of $235. That leaves us left to these beautiful, beautiful rims that I'm about to show you. We picked Chevrolet 22-inch. They're officially called split spoke wheels with low gloss black machined accents. And I've been really looking forward to seeing what these things look like. Gotta get our knife here. Chevy does such a great job of packaging these things. Logistics is their gig. So when you order some of these parts, they're going to show up not in weeks, but sometimes days. Our order, we had all of these parts at our garage within 1 week. Like I said, most everything came via FedEx. The lift came via freight. So we have some documentation and stuff talking about the fact that these are aluminum rims. It also includes changes to the loading label, which we'll talk about when we get into this whole thing. But here are our new rims. They come nice and protected with a cover on them. So we'll try to get this out here and get these things split out. Why did we pick these? Well, we've always liked black rims. Some black accents. These are very classy, I think, personally. And they're going to showcase those big, fat, red calipers, those Brembo calipers behind it. They're going to stick out amazingly with this paint scheme. Our plan is to put some more summer-oriented tires on these 22s while keeping off-road-oriented tires on our 20s, so that our Silverado is ready no matter where we want to take it, from maybe a trip on the highway in these babies or a trip off-road with our factory 20s. And either way, we'll be ready to go because we have tire pressure sensors, lug nuts, and just duplicates of everything. And like I said, that's stage 4. We're going to be dealing with this absolutely last as the finishing touch on this whole grand scheme of upgrades. Now, like I said, these rims list for $550 a piece, bringing the total for 4 of these to $2,200. When you add in the lug nuts and the center caps and the tire pressure sensors, that's $2,755. That brings our total upgrade without considering installing the lift to $9,790 of Chevrolet performance parts. I can't wait to get going on this. I already promised you guys the intake and the exhaust are coming really soon, just a week or two, and we'll be back with you guys to talk about our impressions, how it all went, how they sound different, and if we're happy with the level investment that we would have to make to put these parts on our truck. Check back to GM-Trucks.com. Thanks a lot for visiting with me today. I'm Zane. My brother Josh is on the camera, and we'll see you guys soon. Have a good day.